Cutting down the number of injections that you do a week is ideal. So using a longer ester will do that. Now, secondly, avoid things that are high milligram per mil. So you'll see a lot of drugs that might be touted at 400 milligrams per mil or 500 milligrams per mil. I saw something the other day that was like 800 milligrams per mil. Ignore all those things, they're rubbish. They will never have that in them. The most you want to be buying is things that are 200 or 250 milligrams per mil. If you can buy a 200 milligram per mil cypionate or an anthate, that's perfect, because then you just do 2 mil a week. Now, to keep that kind of drug stable, you would do 1 mil shots on, say, a Monday and a Thursday. This keeps it really simple. This is what I did on my first cycle. Do 1 mil on a Monday, 1 mil on a Thursday. Now, additionally to that, depending on how you react estrogenically, you may need something to just help control side effects. For my first cycle, I didn't use anything because I didn't get any side effects whatsoever. I didn't show any signs of gyno. I didn't show any signs of water retention. So for me, it simply wasn't an issue. However, some people still will be extremely sensitive to 400 milligrams. If that's the case, then you need to look into ancillary products to make sure that your estrogen levels don't get too far out of range, because that's not ideal. That's going to start to cause you issues. For the large majority, I think tamoxifen will suffice, as this will just ensure that estrogen isn't binding at the receptor site. So tamoxifen as well is going to have less impact on your lipid profile compared to an aromatase inhibitor such as Arimidex or aromasin, which are then going to cause decline in your HDL and elevations of your LDL, which isn't ideal. So if we can avoid aromatase inhibitors, that's great. And at 400 milligrams per mil, so 400 milligrams per week, you should be fine not to use one. If you do feel that you've gained a ton of water weight, then introducing half an Arimidex twice a week, again on those days that you take your injections, should be absolutely fine to control your estrogen. Don't even consider anything harsh like letrozole. Because what tends to happen with guys on their first cycle is if they do get slight gyno side effects, straight away they'll be typing into Google, how do I cure gyno? And a common answer will be letrozole. However, this is a really very harsh drug. It's the strongest aromatase inhibitor you can get, and it's going to really lower your estrogen levels, probably out of range, which is not good, because we do need some estrogen to effectively build muscle as it contributes to strength and recovery. It's going to be really harsh on your lipid profiles, and it's going to cause you a big estrogen rebound when you stop taking it. So letrozole, completely dismiss that idea from your mind. Tamoxifen will work absolutely great at stopping gyno. 10 milligrams a day or 20 milligrams a day is all you need. Again, I didn't have to use anything like that in my first cycle, so that went absolutely fine for me. Now, what is advisable is using HCG throughout your cycles. This is just going to ensure that your HPTA can recover more efficiently when you do cease your cycle. So 500 IUs twice a week. Again, you can take this on the day that you inject and just wrap it all up in one go, but it doesn't matter. As long as you're taking it twice a week, that's fine. Don't be tempted to add anything on top of testosterone. You don't need Dianabol, you don't need Anadrol. You certainly don't need any exotic drugs like Tren or whatnot. So don't even consider them. You can make incredible progress off of 400 milligrams a week of testosterone.